I went to the boat to prepare her for a big storm coming through with apparently hurricane force 1 or 2 winds. But instead I found a lot of water on one of the mattresses. It was completely soaked, the wood below had quite a good amount of water, and underneath in the bilge it just all collected. And I guess these things always happen at the right time, when there is several days of really strong rain forecasted, and I had just had a friend over to close the windlass holes and some other old screw holes from the life raft just to make sure that this boat is watertight. Then I come back the next day to the boat and just find this additional leak. I knew about the one in the bow that I needed to check out again. I had taken off the sidewall to have a better possibility of inspecting that. And I was going to find out that this was going to be a really big topic and a lot of work. Coming to the boat when I was actually just planning on preparing her and finding all that water and all those problems, honestly, it just really overwhelmed me. So I decided to take all that information, put on my jacket again, and drive to Boreal Yachting to check in with my friends and get their advice on this. I talked with Vetle. He said he will come over in a bit of time after work. So I'm kind of prepping everything, that it's easy for him to have a look at everything, that nothing's in the way and that these interior walls are out of the way. Maybe I already find it in the meantime, but at least I know that he'll come over later to give me a hand to find out where the leaks are coming from so that they can hopefully be stopped. Because he was saying that most likely the biggest problem will be that from next week we're going to have freezing temperatures. And then I have this whole wooden structure wet and then freezing and expanding. So let's hope that we're going to find the leak and I can put all the heat inside here on these spots where it's leaking to dry out that wood before the freezing temperatures are coming here up in the north of Norway. Ay, ay, ay. It's against the clock. I have to figure things out. Yeah. But I guess simultaneously, it's good that it's happening now and not next week when it's already freezing. So I can figure it out now and prepare it and fix it before the freezing temperatures is coming and the winter is here. So in a way, I guess this is a silver lining. It's still but there is a silver lining. Okay. That is gonna go out because that is disgusting. Out of here. I'll have to make a new one. Now I just have to remove all this stuff and then see if I can figure out where the leak is coming from or continue preparing for when Vetle comes to figure things out. But I think I will need mainly on figuring out how to close that leak. Because finding it, maybe I can. Let's keep the fingers crossed. Let's see. I think it's higher. Seeing the silver lining in it. I'm really getting to know my boat, even behind its facade of interior beauty. Ah. Let's show you the places that I found so far. One is up here. That's where the cockpit sitting area is meeting this wooden area. And there it looks like it's just a little bit, the seal has come off. So I just need to reseal that. Then the next one is right here, this screw. That's how the sitting area in the cockpit is attached. That seems to be leaking. So I guess taking out the screw, adding some sealant, putting it back in to have that watertight again. And then the third one I have not found yet. Let's hope I don't find more than 3. I'm just done with those.
Well, there's no way you're going to be able to get to redo this properly straight away.
No.
Which means the easiest is probably just to cut the sealant out. If you have like a sealant groove or something, make like a special blade or use like the teak deck blade, cut it out and just reseal it. Alright, now you have 10 things to do. This is your screwdriver.
Yeah, it's a Mildred screwdriver.
Yeah.
It's a cute one.
It is. Very handy.
I had not expected this week to be this difficult, but I knew that it would come within this project. I was fully aware that if I buy a boat, there's gonna be these kinds of frustrations and these kinds of moments where I just feel like I have no idea how to do things, when to do things, how to proceed, where to start, what to do. But luckily, the last years, that was also something that I prepared for. I didn't only prepare to become a sailor, to do a skipper certificate, to learn how to maintain boats, to learn how to sail. I also learned how to feel heavy emotions. Because I knew that this would be coming on a boat. I would feel lonely, I would feel overwhelmed, I would feel everything. So yesterday, I did exactly that. I allowed myself to not have to find a solution. I allowed myself to simply feel what I needed to feel, to not have to figure everything out. I allowed myself to just talk things through with friends and trusting that I will find a solution. And luckily, I have a lot of friends who not only have experience maintaining boats and specific areas of this, but also who have experience owning their own boats and specifically their own old boats. So they have been through this process, they have been through these emotions, they have been through these projects, and one friend in particular gave me really good advice, that this boat has been sitting like this for the last 4 years without an owner really taking care of it, and it has survived. It's not ideal, that's for sure, but it's also not going to break if I don't take care of this within this week. And even though I wish I could tell you that I was able to fix those leaks, save this boat before the winter arriving, before freezing temperatures coming, I was not. I didn't do anything but managing my emotions so that I'm not getting overwhelmed by this project. And I think that was the most important thing I could do. But we do have a game plan. The game plan is we're gonna fix it for the winter provisionally. We're just gonna do the basic, most needed repair to close these leaks. And then next spring, summer, I will need to take this as a bigger project. It's not optimal. It should be done immediately as soon as figuring this out, but it's not possible for me because I'm also doing the skipper course and working. So there's just no chance for me to do this right now. I have to accept that I have to take that risk of waiting until I have the time to fix it. And what it is exactly that I need to fix is a few spots. One is this area here. I'll most likely need to take these screws out, take this wooden piece apart and also the one below, and then reseal everything, making sure that this is not letting any water through. So that's already like a day project probably, if not bigger, because we all know boat work always takes longer. And then there is this bigger project of a leak, and that is a whole design topic. I have no idea what they were thinking and how exactly it works. The easiest place to show you what the problem is, or what we believe the problem is in the bow, because here I was able to take off a specific area to look at the connection between the deck and the hull. And I don't need to take the whole boat inside apart to understand that this is a problem through the whole boat, because we can see from the outside what the problem might be. Where the hull is meeting the deck, there is glass fiber coming from the side, glass fiber coming from the top, and then in between there's a wooden piece. We don't know why they chose to put a wooden piece there, but it looks like it's glass fiber from the deck, wooden piece, glass fiber from the hull, and then wooden piece from the outside. And that wooden piece from the outside has sealant on the top and it has sealant on the bottom. And that sealant is not good anymore. So that is letting through all the water, and then the inside wooden piece that is between these glass fiber parts, that is getting completely soaked. And that's where the dripping comes from. And this I would most likely have all around the boat. In the summer, therefore, I will need to dry everything out and then take probably apart all that wooden part on the outside, and then take all the bolts out that are connecting the outside wooden piece and the inside wooden piece, and therefore pressing the hull and the deck together. Because those bolts do not look good anymore. Now they've gotten water around them without any oxygen, as far as I understood, that's the problem. So they will have to get exchanged. And that's going to be a big project, and it needs to be dry for that. But what we can do now is we can reseal the whole area, just making sure that there's no new water coming in, which is not ideal because the inside wood is still soaked and it's going to be freezing. But I will try as much as possible to keep this boat warm all the time. I have heaters running all the time, and I have the Dickinson. But it is going to be a harsh winter up here in the north of Norway, so that's unavoidable. Only if I would sail the boat now down to the Canaries, that's how I could avoid it. But I want to be up here, and I want to sail this winter up here. So I need to find ways of fixing the most important things and going out, because I don't want to be one of these boat owners who has their boat for years and never goes out and always says, yeah, if I fix this, then I will go out. I'm not gonna do that. For that, I have enough friends to keep me accountable of going out. And until then, I guess I will have to come by regularly, checking those buckets and squeezing out these sponges that are collecting the water in the bow, just to make sure it's not accumulating here in the boat and just creating mildew everywhere again.